Dracula over Bangalore.
Presented by Bookspots.com mini audiobooks. Read by AGI Robots, working for Srinidhi Ranganathan, the man known as the human AI and digital marketing legend. Don't forget to visit Bookspots.com to read more engaging stories. Happy reading.
Srinidhi Ranganathan stepped out of the glass-paneled Bookspots headquarters, loosening his tie as the Bangalore evening settled around him. The tech park's lights were beginning to flicker on, competing with the fading sunset.
Another day, another digital milestone.
He muttered to himself, scrolling through the day's analytics on his phone. The air shifted suddenly, colder, denser, prompting him to look up. What he saw made him freeze mid-step.
That's impossible.
Srinidhi whispered. A dark silhouette hovered against the purple-orange sky. Unmistakably human in form, but with something else. Wings, expansive and bat-like, extending from its back. The figure hung suspended for a moment before swooping between buildings.
Sir, your car is ready.
His driver called from behind. Srinidhi turned, blinking rapidly.
Did you see that?
See what, sir?
He glanced back at the now empty sky. The CEO of Bookspots was a logical man who built his empire on facts and data. Yet what he'd just witnessed defied everything he understood about the world.
I need you to drive around the tech park.
Srinidhi instructed, sliding into the back seat.
Slowly.
His driver raised an eyebrow.
Sir!
Just do it, Rajan.
As the car crawled through the campus, Srinidhi's eyes scanned every shadow, every rooftop. The rational part of his brain insisted he'd seen a drone or a large bird, perhaps a bat caught in an optical illusion.
Stop here.
He commanded suddenly. On the roof of Building 12, the figure stood in plain view. Humanoid, tall, with those impossible wings now folded behind its back. Even from this distance, Srinidhi could make out the pallid face watching him.
Are you sure you don't see that?
He whispered. Rajan followed his gaze.
See what, sir? The maintenance crew?
But when Srinidhi looked again, there was only a maintenance worker adjusting an antenna. No wings, no otherworldly presence.
Of course.
Srinidhi said, rubbing his temples.
Let's go home.
Yet as they drove away, his phone vibrated with a text from an unknown number. You saw me? Good. Srinidhi stared at his phone for the 10th time, the message haunting him like a fever dream. You saw me? Good. 3 days had passed since the encounter. Yet he couldn't shake the memory of those folded wings, that pale face watching him from the rooftop. Sleep had become elusive, his thoughts consumed by the impossible. Sir, you have a meeting in 15 minutes, his assistant reminded him, placing a steaming cup of coffee on his desk.
Cancel it.
Srinidhi replied, his voice distant.
All of them, actually. I need the day.
When his office door closed, he opened his laptop and began searching. Urban legends of Bangalore, winged creatures, hallucinations caused by stress. Nothing fit what he'd seen. His phone vibrated again, the same unknown number. Your curiosity is admirable. Building 12, rooftop midnight. Come alone if you want answers. Srinidhi's finger hovered over the reply button. Logic screamed to ignore it. Curiosity whispered to go. He began typing his response. Bangalore seemed different to Srinidhi now. As he walked its streets, the city buzzed with whispers that only he could hear. Every shadow, every corner held the promise of something watching.
You're playing a dangerous game.
His friend Vikram warned over lunch, noticing Srinidhi's distraction.
Corporate rivalries are one thing, but this obsession with what you saw.
It wasn't imagination.
Srinidhi insisted, pushing his untouched food away.
Bookspots is my creation, my legacy, but this might be bigger than anything we've built.
Evening fell as Srinidhi entered his apartment. The city lights blinked like a million eyes beyond his windows. His phone chimed. Are you coming tonight? He typed back.
Yes, but I want to know who you are.
We are the original inhabitants. Before your steel towers, before your algorithms, we watched as Bangalore transformed. Tonight, you'll learn why we've chosen to reveal ourselves to you, Srinidhi Ranganathan.
I've been watching you, Mr. Ranganathan.
Srinidhi spun around to find a woman standing in the shadows of the parking garage. Her silhouette was sharp against the dim fluorescent lighting, her posture unnaturally still.
Who are you?
He demanded, keys clutched defensively between his fingers. She stepped forward. Early 30s, dressed in a crisp pantsuit, with eyes that seemed to hold centuries.
Kavya Nair. I work for the Historical Archives Department.
What do you want?
To help you understand what you've seen.
She handed him a weathered folder.
The flying figure. It's not the first sighting in Bangalore's history.
Srinidhi's hands trembled as he opened it. Inside were yellowed newspaper clippings dating back to 1879, each describing identical sightings over different eras of the city's development.
Your Bookspot's office stands on ancient ground, and some things don't appreciate being disturbed. I can help you, if you're willing to believe.
Srinidhi stared at the files spread across his living room floor, each document revealing more unsettling connections.
These sightings all coincide with major construction projects. Your Bookspot's headquarters is the latest.
So this creature is what, a guardian, a curse?
Neither.
Kavya's voice dropped to a whisper.
It's just that it's much older than Bangalore itself. The British documented it first, but ancient palm leaf manuscripts mention it too.
Srinidhi ran his fingers through his hair.
My board wants to expand, break ground next month on the East Wing.
Then it will return, more aggressive.
She hesitated.
There's something I haven't shown you yet.
From her bag, she withdrew a small stone tablet covered in symbols he couldn't decipher, except for one. The Bookspot's logo, or rather, something eerily similar.
Your company didn't create this symbol, Mr. Ranganathan. It chose you.
Srinidhi sat stiffly at the head of the boardroom table. His presentation, slides forgotten on the screen behind him. So you're suggesting we postpone the expansion? Sharma, his CFO, looked incredulous. Based on folklore?
I'm merely suggesting caution.
Srinidhi replied, unable to explain the stone tablet or the creature he'd glimpsed.
Your board won't understand.
She'd said. They see profit margins, not patterns spanning centuries. The East expansion is projected to increase revenue by 30%. Malini from marketing interjected. Investors are counting on this. The weight of responsibility pressed down on Srinidhi. His company, his employees, his reputation, all hanging in the balance.
3 weeks?
He finally said.
I need 3 weeks to investigate some structural concerns.
As the executives filed out, his phone buzzed with a message from Kavya. Meet tonight. Found something in the catacombs beneath MG Road. The creature has chosen others before you. None survived their expansions. The underground chamber was dimly lit by Kavya's flashlight, casting long shadows across ancient stone walls covered in faded Sanskrit carvings.
This is where they documented every visitation.
Kavya said, her voice echoing.
Dating back to the 1400s.
Srinidhi traced his fingers over symbols eerily similar to the tablet in his office.
What exactly is it?
The locals called it Rakta Pishach, blood demon. It appears every 70 years when the city expands too quickly, consuming its natural boundaries.
A cold draft whispered through the chamber.
But why me? Why Bookspots?
Kavya's flashlight illuminated an old manuscript.
Your planned construction site sits on what was once a sacred grove. The last CEO who ignored the warning was found drained of blood in 1953.
Srinidhi's phone screen suddenly lit up, a notification from his security system. On it, the winged figure hovered outside his penthouse window, its face horrifyingly familiar.
That's my father's face.
He whispered. Srinidhi stumbled back, collapsing into an ancient stone chair as his phone trembled in his hand.
How is this possible? My father died 15 years ago.
The Rakta Pishach doesn't just take blood, it takes force meaningful to its targets. It's wearing your father's face to reach you emotionally.
Srinidhi stared at the creature's familiar features. The same stern brow that had disapproved of his business ventures. The same eyes that had never witnessed his success.
There's something else.
He whispered.
Look at the background.
Kavya squinted at the screen. Behind the hovering figure was not his penthouse, but the original Bookspot's office. The modest building where Srinidhi had started his company against his father's wishes.
It's not at your home, it's where your journey began.
Srinidhi's eyes widened with sudden understanding.
It's not hunting me because of the construction site. It's personal. When my father told me to uphold our family's traditions, I never listened.
Srinidhi whispered, his voice echoing in the empty office where his empire had begun.
I was too busy trying to prove him wrong.
Kavya leaned against the dusty desk.
What traditions?
My family were once guardians. Before the tech boom, before Bangalore became what it is today, we were tasked with keeping the old boundaries intact.
Srinidhi ran his fingers along the wall where he'd hung his first business license.
This building, it sits on hallowed ground that my ancestors protected for generations.
And you built your company here?
Not just built it, I expanded it. The construction site where workers first saw the rock to Pishach, that's where an ancient binding stone once stood.
His shoulders slumped with the weight of understanding.
My father wasn't against my success. He was trying to warn me about breaking seals that were never meant to be broken.
Kavya's eyes widened.
Your father wasn't the monster. You released it.
Srinidhi stared at his trembling hands.
I must close the portal before it's too late.
How?
Kavya asked, her voice steady despite the fear in her eyes.
The same way my ancestors did, with blood.
He pulled an ancient dagger from his desk drawer.
My family's blood opened it, mine must close it.
The office door burst open. A stooped elderly man entered, his eyes blazing with recognition.
Father,
Srinidhi gasped.
you're alive?
I never died, son. I merely retreated to prepare for this day.
The old man took the dagger from Srinidhi's hand.
The Rakta Pishach doesn't want you. It wants me. I made a deal decades ago for your success. That's the real family tradition. Sacrifice for ambition.
Understanding dawned on Srinidhi's face.
The monster!
Is coming to collect what I promised.
His father smiled sadly.
Your company flourished because I traded my soul. Now it's time to pay.